bad news tonight. Tonight we will not have Alston on the stream for Tier List Saturday. He is out camping or whatever he's doing. So guys, I'm gonna do this on my own. But again, I'm gonna come in the clutch for you guys. We haven't had a Tier List Saturday in a while, so I feel like I need to come in the clutch. Today we're gonna be doing sports toxicity tier list of certain teams, and it is currently 12 a.m. So this is technically Sunday, but we're gonna do this on a Saturday. This is technically Saturday night. So, sports toxicity, there's a lot of it. Fuck, I forgot about this shit. There's a lot of sports toxicity. You can find it all over the place. In all three major leagues, you know. So we're gonna start. Fuck, I want to do this without going into stupid demo mode. Hold on, guys. Alright, so anyways, so basically we're gonna start with MLB, and what inspired me to do this tier list is Mets fans. You guys inspired a Braves fan to rank toxicity. It's gotten to the point where it's really toxic. I've almost lost friendships with people who are Mets fans because I just can't fucking stand how stupid they are. So, you know, let's get into it. Basically, the tiers for MLB is very toxic, some toxic, some not, can be toxic, and not toxic. Those are the 5 tiers. So first off, we're going to start off with, we're going to do by division. We're going to start with the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles are not toxic. My uncle's a Baltimore Orioles fan. I know Baltimore Oriole fans. They are not toxic at all. So, yeah, they're not toxic. They don't have... Let's be honest. They don't have anything to be toxic about. They don't win. So, they have nothing to be toxic about. Secondly, we had the Boston Red Sox. Toxic. I'm putting them in toxic because I don't hear much about them. I don't hear much Red Sox fans. Boston fans in general are toxic when it comes to every sport. But I'm gonna put the Red Sox in toxic because I don't hear much from Red Sox fans. But I know that they're in Boston, so. Next up, we got the New York Yankees, and I'm sorry to my bro, but I have to put your team in very toxic. Other than a couple people that I know that are Yankee fans, everyone else says they're going to the World Series every year. They always bring up 27 rings, like we get it. You've won 27 rings. I'm sorry, our teams didn't have Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle back in the 40s and 50s. I'm sorry that we didn't have Babe Ruth in the 20s carrying. I'm sorry, we didn't. So, lay off of the 27 rings. That's where most of y'all rings came from. So, but anyways, I fuck with a couple of Yankee fans, but other than that, I can't stand their fans. But I kind of like the Yankees as a team because of my brother, yeah, he loves the Yankees, so I tend to like the Yankees just because he likes the Yankees. But they're not obviously my favorite because I'm a Braves fan, but you get the point. But yeah, very toxic. Yankee fans are one of the most toxic in baseball. We'll get there. Blue Jays fans. Blue Jays fans are interesting. I don't hear from Blue Jay fans. I want to put them in not toxic But then again, they've only been good, real good 1 year. Just give it a couple more years. But right now I'm putting you guys in not toxic. Because I feel like I don't go on Instagram and see Blue Jay fans all in the comments being like, oh, we're doing this and this and this. No, you know, I think Blue Jay fans are cool. I'm putting them in not toxic. They're not toxic at all. So, alright. The Tampa Bay Rays, I'm going to put them in can be toxic. Because there are some people that can be toxic with the Rays, but most of the time I don't see Rays fans all flooding everything. I'm gonna say can be toxic. Like honestly, if a Rays fan said they were gonna do this and this and this, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah. Next up, we have the Cleveland Guardians. I'm gonna say some toxic, some not. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say can be toxic because I feel like some Guardians fans are can be toxic. I know one Guardians fan personally. He could be toxic sometimes. He also loves to on Baker Mayfield, but you guys know from past streams. But anyways, I'm gonna put can't be toxic because I know a couple people that are Guardian fans that are toxic. But next up, the Detroit Tigers. Not toxic. They have nothing to be toxic about. Detroit sports fans are basically just in a depression hole with everything sports related. I don't watch hockey, but my bro literally told me the Red Wings suck too, so they're in Detroit. Yeah. Yeah, you want to talk about a poverty city when it comes to sports. Yeah, the fucking Detroit. Sorry guys, I'm just pouring some. But the Detroit Tigers, I'm gonna put them in not toxic. They have nothing really to be toxic about. You feel me? Detroit Tiger fans are chill. Next up, we got the Kansas City Royals. I'd say not toxic. Even when they won the World Series in 2015, I didn't hear much from Royals fans. They're just chill. You know, I could rock with a Royals fan. I'm gonna put them in not toxic. Next up is the White Sox. I'm gonna put them in. This is gonna be the first. Some toxic, some not. There's a good amount of White Sox fans out there that are toxic. There's a good amount of White Sox fans that aren't toxic. It's just how it is. But yeah, that's basically how the White Sox are. Some are toxic, some are not. Boom. So. Next up, we have Seattle Mariner fans. Seattle Mariner fans, you guys are not toxic. You guys deserve to make the playoffs next season. I hope the Mariners make the playoffs. I think it'd be cool to see you guys happy. You guys are, I will tell you, I was rooting for the Mariners to get in the playoffs over the Red Sox. I was hoping it would happen, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. but I was rooting for you guys to get in. I'm gonna put you guys in not toxic. I fuck with Mariner fans. So yeah. Next up we have Angel fans. Not toxic. Again, another team that doesn't have anything to be toxic about. Usually you see more of the toxic fans in the more popular teams. The Angels are ruled by the Dodgers in LA, so I'm gonna go not toxic. The Oakland Athletics. I personally like the Oakland Athletics myself. They're our top 3 favorite teams. They're in contention for my favorite American League team. Personally, for the Athletics, I'm gonna say can be toxic, actually, because, you know, I like the A's, but they can be toxic. I feel like, but it's just a tier above. Not toxic. Texas Ranger fans, not toxic. Again, another team you don't hear from because another team that sucks and nobody really cares about them. So, Texas Rangers, not toxic. Alright, we're going to start with the NL East. Oh wait, I forgot the Astros. Astro fans, you are the second very toxic of this video. The Astros are going up with the Yankees as very toxic in the fan base tier list. Both fan bases, aside from, like I said, aside from a couple Yankee fans, I love them. You know what I mean? They keep it real. I like fans that keep it real. You feel me? So, if you keep it real, and this is no shot towards you specifically, if you love a certain team that is in toxic tier, that's fine. I'm speaking for the majority of the fans. You're just one fan. You feel me? So I'm speaking for the majority. The majority. Not you could be not toxic and be a Yankee fan. I know one personally that is not toxic and he's a Yankee fan. You can be not toxic and be a team in the very toxic tier and have that as your team. Okay? Because this is how it rocks, you know? So, like, Yankees and Astros, just the majority of their fan base is toxic. Very toxic. So Astros come in second. I shouldn't have to explain. They're the second very toxic of the video. Next up, the Miami Marlins. We're starting with the NL East now. The Miami Marlins, they are not toxic. I never ran into a Marlins fan. As a Braves fan, I've never ran into a Marlins fan that's given me an argument, that's said this and that about my team, you know. So, and the Marlins are the only team in our division that I respect. So, Marlins, not toxic. Guys, I did say I was going to be 100% not biased, but my Braves are up next. I'm going to be 100% real. Some toxic, some not. I'm personally not a toxic fan. I can understand why some people say Braves fans can be toxic. I understand that. That's why I'm saying some toxic, some not. But the majority of us are not toxic. But it just so happens there are some toxic. So I'm going some toxic, some not. That's just the second some toxic, some not of tonight's tier. The Philadelphia Phillies, toxic. Philly fans are toxic as can be. I fucking hate the Phillies. They're my second least favorite team. Behind, we'll get to them. As a Braves fan, I fucking despise the Phillies. Again, we'll get to the number one team I despise. But Phillies fans are toxic. They're not very toxic, but they're toxic. So they'll be up with the Red Sox in the toxic tier. So yeah. And the inspiration for this video, the New York Mets. I'm sorry, Mets. Fuck the Mets. I fucking hate you guys. As a Braves fan, I despise you. You're going in very toxic with the Yankees and Astros. Actually, you're going ahead of the Yankees and Astros. You're going top most toxic tier. I can't believe how many Mets fans I've had arguments with. It's insane. I only know, guys, motherfuckers, I only know one Mets fan that keeps it real, and even me and him get into an argument sometimes. Bro, I cannot stand Mets fans. I despise the Mets themselves. Just the fans making it worse. Oh gosh, I can't even stand looking at the Mets logo. Like it pisses me off. The Mets are going in very toxic. Washington Nationals, National fans, look, can be toxic. They have nothing to be toxic about now. But when they had Scherzer, Bryce Harper, all of them on the same team together, yeah, they were toxic. But they've kind of gone down, but I'm gonna put them in can be toxic because they've calmed down. So, yeah, they've calmed down. Next up, we have the St. Louis Cardinals. Toxic. St. Louis Cardinal fans are toxic. That's just how it is. That's just really how it is. Toxic fan base. Can't stand them. As fans, I'm okay with the team. I just can't stand the fans. Yeah. Next up, we have the Milwaukee Brewers, also a toxic fan base. I know a Brewer fan too. He's toxic. Enough said. I shouldn't even have to say it. I'm gonna just say this. Dude literally hates us because we beat the Brewers. But anyways, next team is Pirates. I'm gonna say not toxic now. They've sucked for enough years to the point that it's like they're not toxic anymore. They used to be, but it's to the point now where they're just not toxic because I have nothing to talk about. Cubs fans, very toxic. I'm sorry. There's one Cubs fan that I like, and I had him as a teacher, so I liked him though. He's a Cubs fan. He's one of the Cubs fans I actually liked. Personally, I don't like the Cubs either. It's just something about them. The Cubs just remind me of the Mets a little bit with the pinstripes and all that. It kind of reminds me of the Mets. It looks like it's blue and orange replaced with blue and red. That's what it looks like. And it's basically the same jersey almost. So I just tend to not like the Cubs. But I'd put them probably... I'm gonna move them down to toxic. I feel like I haven't heard much from them ever since they traded Baez, Chris Bryant, and Anthony Rizzo. So I'm gonna move them down to toxic. Then next up we have the Reds. Reds fans, they can be toxic, but you don't hear much from Reds fans. I feel like they can be toxic though. So, that concludes the NL Central. We forgot the Twins, guys. Twins fans are not toxic. Next up, we have the Rockies, and guys, I think I'm gonna end it off with the MLB tonight. Next up, we have the Rockies. Rockies fans are not toxic at all. Enough said. You don't hear from Rocky fans. San Diego Padre fans. I don't mind the Padres, but Padre fans are toxic. Simple as that. I shouldn't have to say much. Guys, I'm just tired. I'm sorry. San Francisco Giant fans, I'm gonna be real. Speaking from a different team's probably standpoint, they are very toxic. So are the Dodgers, very toxic. Anyways, last team we have is the D-backs. I'm gonna say not toxic. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna end this off because why not? Might as well. Alright, guys, it's gonna be it. Hope you guys have a good night. I'm tired. I can't do too much more.